Okay, there we go.
Okay. So, William, my understanding, let me repeat what you just told me so that we are all clear.
Yeah.
My understanding is that that the group at this time represented by Martin, by William, and by Mark have decided to move ahead with the following step. The step is to take care of all the paperwork needed to appoint a liquidator per company.
Yes.
That would be step number one.
Yeah.
In order to do that, the taxes have to be paid up to date, the corporate
Yes.
taxes. And to do that, we also need, or I need to have all of the books of companies in my office.
Yes.
But within that first step, the first step is to create the template that Mark made reference to.
Yes.
The template is the template of a limited special power of attorney that each shareholder of each company will sign regarding its company, appointing or granting a power to someone probably in my office to represent each shareholder in the shareholders meeting of each company, in which it would be resolved to appoint me as the liquidator. So, in fact, the first step is to create the template, send the template to whomever you tell me to send. And parallel to that, someone will make contact with the other attorney so that we can get all the books. And parallel to that, I will have to find a way to figure out how much is owed in taxes so that we can pay that. That would be like step one, and step one has all those steps. And
Yep.
my understanding is that the group has decided to wait for a year.
Yeah.
Before taking the decision to form or not a new company that would be receiving all the rights.
Exactly.
In the hope or hoping that before the year goes by, we have a buyer, and that the buyer buys directly from each company through the liquidator.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
May I ask a question? Just
Yes.
so before we go further on all this, you said that piece of the special, the limited special power of attorney has to be signed by each shareholder. If
Yeah.
there are shareholders that are not available to sign or are AWOL, you know, that means missing in action somewhere. That means we can't even find them, despite that we are trying and still trying. But there's enough shareholders to make what you call it.
To call the meeting and to take care
Let's
of the
say
meeting.
call it a quorum, or
Yeah.
would that make sense to you?
Yes, that was a question that I had. I wanted to ask you if the shareholders that we are missing, I mean, if all the companies at least have a shareholder present. That was my question.
Yes, I think each and every company,
Okay.
each and every company has a shareholder present.
Yes, if I am not mistaken, but I have to double check, according to the bylaws of the companies, and the bylaws are the same for all companies. If we have all the shares represented in a minute, we don't have to call for the meeting because everyone is present.
Mhm.
But if we don't have everyone in the meeting, there's a procedure to follow, and we would follow that procedure. And that procedure, if I'm not mistaken, requires publishing a notice in the official paper La Gazette. But that's don't worry, that's this paper is electronic. So the cost of the notice is somewhere around $10 to $15. I will be able to publish that notice in this official paper probably in 10 working days. So it's not a terrible thing, but we would have to follow that procedure so that if in the future the shareholder appears, we can always tell him, we were not able to find you, but we followed the procedure established in the bylaws to call you. And so we are sure that the meeting is absolutely legal and that we don't have any loose ends.
Okay.
But don't
And
worry, the
the,
procedure is not complicated. It's just a procedure, and I'll take care of that. It's not expensive, but it will delay, 5-10 working days, and that's not much at all.
I just need a clarification, and this procedure applies only to absentees, right? I mean, it's the no-shows.
This procedure applies whenever we do not have all shareholders represented.
Okay, all right.
So
So,
if out of the 10 companies, you have 3 in which you're missing someone, we would have to do the procedure for those 3 companies.
okay, that's it. I
Here,
understand perfectly.
The important thing to have in mind here is that the liquidator is appointed by the shareholders meeting, by the shareholders assembly.
Yeah. Okay.
And therefore we need to take care of a shareholders meeting, and we need to be sure that it is properly taken in 2 aspects. One, to make sure that everyone is represented, and if not, that we did this procedure. And second, that whomever represents the shareholders in that meeting that will be held in Costa Rica, apparently, that the document that backs up that representation is done in a correct manner and signed by the shareholder.
I have a question, Fernando. In order to have all the documents signed, okay, to give you this, the proxy, to give you the limited power, what is the procedure to validate the signature of everyone, like on your side, okay, to validate that this is the person, the right person that signed it?
Yeah. Last time we spoke about thinking on something that made sense, and thus something that can be done and without having to do things that will take a lot of time. So what I suggest is that the signature of the person that signs the LSPA, the Limited Special Power of Attorney, be authenticated by a public notary at home. And I suppose that that's something that can be done, and that's something that is not very expensive, and that's something that no one should argue with. Because I understand that in Canada, in the US, you can go to a public notary quite easily. Of course, everything takes time, but we're not pretending for people to go to the Costa Rica consulate. That would be a tragedy, I suppose.
Yeah.
But in that way, we will have a document, we will have the signature, we will have the affidavit or the seal or whatever the public notary does to that document and signature. Of course, we would like to have a copy of the passport of that person. And of course, that the signature should be equal to the signature in the passport. And I say this because in some of your countries, people are a little bit careless with signatures, and sometimes the passport signature is different from the license and different from the day-to-day signature. We need the signature to be equal to, and I suppose everyone has a passport, I suppose. If someone doesn't have a passport, then we would have to look for the driver's license, but that's the way I think that I can make a file that could stand in the future. Any question saying, you know, here is the document, here is the notarization, here is the copy of the passport. And regarding the passport, we're going to have a situation, which is that in your countries, you change passport number when you change passport.
Yes.
So maybe the passport registered in the shared registry book in Costa Rica is already different from the passport that you're holding.
Yeah,
So
it's okay.
I think that the template, I will have to fill in the template. I think that I would like to prepare a template so we use the same document, but maybe I'm going to fill it in all or in part, because I would like to put, let's say, Mark, who used to have passport number X and today has passport number X. Okay, so the signatory saying I had passport A and now I have passport B and I'm the same person.
Fernando, do I have to do that? Do William have to do that and Martin Lesage?
No, no. I think, I mean, if when I get the books back, I will be able to have the list of shareholders, because I think I don't have it. I think I don't have that, or maybe I have, but I would like to check the list of shareholders and check the ID that was fixed in each entry. So that's part of my work. I would love to be able to complete each LSPA per shareholder and send that to you three, saying I am sending hereby the 30, I don't know how many shareholders, 28, 29, 30 documents, and you could go ahead and send each one to each shareholder by email saying, please print and please sign and have it notarized. And afterwards, send it back by email. And as we spoke the other day, we need to have the originals at some point.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a safe and good idea. So I don't know if everyone sends the original to Mark or to whomever, and then you send one DHL to Costa Rica.
No, the originals.
I wouldn't have any trouble in sending to each shareholder the document. I wouldn't have trouble in doing that if you find for me an email. That would be even more safe for me. But
yes, okay.
You can also do it. Copying all of you, of course. But again, I don't have any problem because you were appointed and I trust all of you, of course. I can send to one of you or to the three of you the 30 Word documents, and you send to the different shareholders, you know, to each one saying, go ahead, print, sign, notarize, and send back. That's very easy.
Yeah. And though my question is specific to me, William, and Martin Lesage. Like me, do I have to go to a notary? Because I think I have been identified by you. But
No,
do
no, it's
you
okay.
need-
No. I know you. No. I know you, and no, the persons that I'm seeing here.
Yeah.
I think that's not necessary unless you
Okay.
want to do it. I mean.
Okay.
I mean, we're going to have to, in any case, as shareholder, we are also shareholders, and we're going to have to do what you ask in any case. So you will have our signatures with all the documents in any case, right?
I mean, this request of having the signature notarized is because I don't know them. Okay.
No, fair enough.
And now I've seen all of you several times, so I identify your faces and your everything. The other people I've never met, so that's why I asked that from them.
Okay.
So in your case, I wouldn't expect the signature to be notarized, but you may want to do it because you want to do things like everyone. That's up to you. And sometimes you don't want to make differences in some.
No, it's better for consistency, so that you, because between us, there's no problem. But documents may go to a government office or something like that, and you know, and they will ask, why is this one not signed, and was this one not signed, and or not notarized? You know, we're going to have to sign anyway. We could have it notarized. I want to mention something just to Lucy here is a part of the committee with us, and she's really the coordinator of all these things. All right.
Okay.
So, for instance, the votes, the resolutions that we did, it's all organized centrally from with Lucy. So it's important in my view. I mean, we could give you the emails of everybody, and you could copy us or copy Lucy so that she knows that this person has received an email from Maitre Fernando, and then she can follow up with them so they don't sleep on it, you know. So yeah, if you like, or we can send the documents that the standard package, and distribute it if you want, but maybe coming from you is better.
Yeah, I think if you provide me the emails of everyone, I think it's a good idea that I send an email to each person, and I will follow your instructions. If you tell me to just copy Lucy, I'll just copy Lucy. If you think it's better to copy all of you, I'll copy all of you. But I think what I am understanding is that Lucy is going to be my main contact person. That's what I am understanding.
Yes, for coordinating purposes and so on. Yeah.
I think
Otherwise,
that's a very good thing to have a contact person. Sure.
okay. I don't have questions anymore on this point, except the next step for us would be, not the next step, we're not yet, still in the first step. What we did, you already gave us an idea of pricing for all this, Fernando.
Yeah.
But could you officialize it a bit for us so that we can give it to the shareholders so that they know what it's costing?
Yes, as per my February 14th email, the cost of the appointment of the liquidator, which means or includes preparing the required LSPAs, making contact with each shareholder to make sure that they follow the procedure of printing, signing, notarizing, sending it back to me. Plus taking care of one shareholders meeting per company to appoint the liquidator, plus presenting that minute of each meeting to a public notary in Costa Rica, different from me, so that that public notary certifies and notarizes the minute, and then filing that that minute to the Costa Rica Public Registry, so that the appointment of the liquidator is recorded. The cost of that is, according to this offer, $4,250. That's equal to $425 per company. And I made the note or I clarified that that does not include the amount of the taxes due, and of course that would not include if for any reason we have to pay for couriers, which I don't think we have to, but if at some point we need to have a courier or whatever, that's not included. That's a cost, $4,250.
Okay, that's clear. If you wish to confirm to us that that this email is complete, the February 14 email is complete, and you're happy with it, if there's any changes to it, you can tell us what they are, and then we go with that basis.
No. That February 14 email that includes also an estimate of cost for other services, it's valid today, it's complete. The only thing is that in that email, I say that it would be good to have the new company formed before we take care of the shareholders meetings, because it would be good to include in the shareholders meetings not only the appointment of the liquidator, but also the written authorization to the liquidator to transfer that right to the new company. But given that you have decided not to form the new company yet, we cannot include that resolution in the shareholders meeting.
Well, maybe we can have a very short discussion ourselves, between ourselves, and that doesn't mean that you have to transfer any of the assets of those companies into that new company, because that's what this is a cost that is quite high, actually, right?
The new company costs $1,500, which is not
okay,
much.
No, that's not what I was saying, but I'll.
What I'm saying is, but let's not worry, because if we get a buyer, and hopefully we will, or you will, at that time we will have to take care of another meeting per company, again, instructing me as liquidator to sell to X. That's safe for everyone to do. Plus, the law says that whenever a company is buying, selling, or whatever, an asset that exceeds 10% of its net value, they have to have an approval of the shareholders meeting. So anyhow, we're going to have to take care of that meeting in the future with a new buyer. If we do not get a buyer in a year, then we will have to do we will have to take care of another shareholders meeting, approving the sale to the new co.
Okay, all right.
Because today we cannot say, I mean, I could include in the template a general wording saying that but I don't like general wording because it's not specific, because the wording would have to say today that the liquidator is authorized to transfer the right to a new company that would eventually be formed by all these 10 companies. That's a little bit general. So I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, if it doesn't harm us in any way, if we have a sale prior to anything happening, why not put that that statement?
We can put that statement in general terms, and hopefully it could, if we don't sell it in a year, then that wording could be useful or could be enough to transfer to new company. Maybe
Okay.
backed up by an email of everyone saying, yes, Fernando, please transfer to investments XXX, or however the company is named.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
I'll include that in the template. Okay.
Okay. All right. I believe I think we should do a round of questions from Mark and Martin, based on everything that was discussed.
Everything is understood for me.
Okay.
Yeah, me too. Before the first step and how we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
I have a question because Eva is dead, and how will we manage the signature?
If who? If what?
And how will we manage the signature of her company?
Of whose company?
Eva Coriani. She's passed away. What?
Well,
10 years ago now.
Well, no. In her case,
But
she owns what, 1/3 of the company, or how much?
She
Mark?
was the only one.
She
in
was
her
the only
company.
one.
Yes.
Well, we're stuck there because I cannot hear you, Mark.
It's then Nadzim is the new.
I think yeah.
So there's no Eva anymore in the
Mark, can you repeat what you're saying?
Hello?
Oui, Marc, tu peux, je ne sais pas où tu es,
You
tu
hear
as
me?
changé de... Ouais.
Bon, mais j'ai enlevé le vidéo là, pour diminuer la bande pas.
Ben, je peux enlever le mien aussi, ça t'aide.
The question about Eva Korani is that the answer is that the company that was owned by Eva has been transferred to Nadzim. So that's why Oporto had the book of this company. So we don't need signature of Eva because
So Nadine
Eva is
signs.
not in the company. Yeah.
What happened, excuse me?
Okay.
Marc, laisse-moi
company-
expliquer. After when she passed away, I think Maître Oporta actually handled the transfer of title to Nadine, who's the daughter of Eva. So what Mark is saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mark, is that Nadine now is the owner, so that the shares have been transferred. So I don't know how, but anyway, it seems that they have been transferred to Nadine now. So really, so we deal with Nadine for that company.
Okay, so I think that we have to determine the first steps within this step, so we're all sure that we're working sure-footed. So
Yeah, but this is what William explained is exactly what I wanted. I mean.
Okay, what I'm saying is that if I need the books in my office, so who is taking care of? Who is taking care, or who will take care of asking Oporta to make the books available for me?
Well, Mark and I will sign a letter to Oporta, an official board resolution, because I don't know if Mr. Oporta knows that the 10 companies are defunct now, right? So we just like the same letter that we sent to you, say now we, thank you for your services. We request that you send all the books, all 10 books, to Mr. Fernando.
Okay, great. I think that has to be done
ASAP.
Well, right away, because
ASAP is right away.
And second, the other thing is I have to find out a way to determine how much is owed tax-wise, so I can inform you the amount, and so you can forward the funds for me to pay that. So I'll see if I need to include something in that shareholders meeting, just in case the tax authority says, I need someone with power of attorney asking for the information, or maybe the tax authority says, I will give the information to the liquidator. So we will have to wait.
Okay, well, just let us know what to, in the meantime, we will request the 10 books to be transferred to you. That's it.
Okay, and yes, yes, because I need to get from the shareholders registry book the name and the old passport of each one. And I don't know if you have a list of the shareholders so that I can, or I would like to have a list of the shareholders with the correct name and their present ID, so that I can,
and their email also, we'll send it to you.
So that I can start preparing the documents that would be parallel to the books. And when the time comes for you to send money, the other question I have is, for internal purposes, from who am I receiving the money? And if I will have to prepare an invoice at some point, and I will have to know to whom should I make the invoice. The answer could be, and maybe should be, that I have to make an invoice for each company or per company. That's a possibility.
Yes, but you won't get a bank transfer from each
From each one.
company, because none of our companies have a bank account.
Yeah.
The only bank account that the group has, when I say the group, it's the group at large. The investor group is the committee that we are part of, that actually collects the funds when we pay taxes, municipality, maintenance of the land, and things like that.
So when the time comes, I would appreciate that you tell me, Fernando, register those funds you're receiving on the name of X, and confirm that you received the tax money to X for your control and for my control. Yeah.
Okay, Lucie, tu as compris?
Oui.
Okay, and
Mais
you need Fernando to repeat what he just said. Could you repeat it slowly, Fernando, so that we
Yes, for accounting purposes of the firm, I need to inform my accounting people of who's sending the money that you will send for taxes and pay for everything. So at that point, I would appreciate that you tell me, Fernando, register these monies as monies coming from X.
Okay.
And also, I suppose that you will also tell me, and your invoice, please prepare it on the name of X.
Okay.
So that things inside here are clear, and so that your people, your shareholders understand that the monies were spent, and that there's a document that backs up that, and that's an invoice from my firm.
Okay, we will do the internal accounting first of all for each company, and that's what we're used to it. So we gather the money from each company, and they go to an account that is open specifically for this project. But is it in whose name, Lucie? Is the
it is at the name of Pierre Mainville and my name.
Okay,
are
so we
both
got two names,
signed.
yeah.
Okay.
And we can also create an official document, that means that is signed by everybody, that says that that these are indeed the people representing us for payment and so on, coordinating the payments, if you want. Yeah.
No, I don't need that. I just wanted to know if I was going to have to deal with everyone or just with one person. This is much better.
Yeah. This is why it's important. The point of contact for this kind of things is otherwise we'll never finish if we do it otherwise.
Yeah.
One question, Fernando, about the books. Let's say we're not able to reach Mr. Oporto. So what can we do? Do we send the Canadian Army to get them, or Russian Army?
I didn't understand you, Mark. Could you repeat that?
Okay. If we are not able to reach Oporto in order to transfer the book, what can we do? Do we send the Canadian Army?
But how come you're not going to be able to contact him?
No, we're able to contact him. We know his address. We know we've been dealing with him before. Well, if that happens, let's see. There's no reason for that to happen.
I suppose if you send him an email, he will receive it.
Yes, of course. We can also actually we can send the courier.
Yeah. If you let's wait. I mean, if he doesn't answer, you can send him a second email and copy me, so that I can grab the phone and call him and say, did you receive the email and whatever. I mean, he knows who we are, and he knows that he has to perform.
Yes, yes. Actually, he has a lot of respect for you. So also, so
No problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yes, and I can add that this week I called her secretary, and she was supposed to look at his agenda, who came back to me and give me his disponibilities for a
call.
For a call.
yeah, for a
yes.
call. It's just for a
Para
call.
una llamada, sí.
But this doesn't. But the letter should go officially. We will write it, prepare it, and send it to him nonetheless. Okay?
Yeah. I think that yeah, no, it's okay. Great. So we're rolling, and let's wait and start moving.
Okay. All right. Thank
Okay.
you, Fernando. It's
You're
very
welcome.
clear.
Thank you very much, and a pleasure to meet you, Martin. And let's move. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Au revoir tout le monde. Bye bye. Merci Marc. Merci Martin. Merci Lucie.
Merci, William.
Est-ce que j'ai dit merci ou j'ai dit quelque chose d'autre?
Non, tu as dit merci. Tu as dit merci. Je vais juste regarder pour l'enregistrement.
C'est bon?
Oui. Quand tout le monde va quitter, je vais pouvoir finaliser.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye Martin.